Could millennials be on the move?
Yeah, a new survey says, Quicken from them says a third of millennials say that they're considering moving out of the city within the next year. And the thing about that is, if you are considering moving, it wouldn't all happen at once. People's leases don't come up.
Sure.
It's sort of something they have to think about. So what they're saying is this could happen over, the next 6 to 12 months or so.
It's such a change to the narrative that we really heard for a long time, which was that cities were going to be revitalized with people living downtown because millennials wanted to live downtown. And we've seen companies relocating from suburban locations, from big sprawling office parks into the city because the younger generation of workers wanted that. Well, what's happened is a couple things are happening, Heather. Some of this is just normal life stuff, right? Where millennials today are in their mid-30s, right?
Yeah.
So you have kids,
Kids.
your kids are getting bigger,
Right.
you want more space. But COVID has happened, and I think, Riley, that's changing everything for people.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You think about it of everything, moving downtown or to the bigger part of the city, that sort of thing. When I was younger in my 20s, I wanted to do the same thing too. But I think, it's sad because when you walk outside, when I first moved here, when I walked outside even downtown, it was vibrant. A lot of people out walking around, even the nightlife was different. And now it's just things are much quieter. And I think COVID has had a huge effect on that one. And, that's going to, I don't know how that's going to look for the future, but I feel like, if people are going to leave, then that's going to take things more out of the city.
For sure.
Right. I mean, you also talk about public transportation, that some people are afraid to do public transportation. But I think a big thing here, too, is there's not going to be that much of a need as much to go into the office. So people are able to work remotely. We've even seen people say, look, I'm going to move out of the state. I'm going to move somewhere else. So they're saying, okay, if I only need to do this commute 1 or 2 times a week rather than 5 days a week, maybe I want to move to a spot that gives me a little more land, gives me a little more house for my money, and then they could be moving out that way.
The other big factor is cost of living, though, that living in the city is more expensive, and people have seen a trade-off there where they say, you know what, it's worth it because my commute is shorter, or I can use the bus, or my family only needs 1 car, or I love the social life, so I've got all this stuff. Well, you don't have all that stuff. The other reality is safety, Riley. It's something that we've seen quite a bit of coverage this summer here in the Twin Cities, but people, I think, are right now, 24% in this survey said they were concerned about safety.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I definitely. And, interesting thing, too, Heather, as you were talking about people even moving across the country, you have to factor into your moving expenses, which is one thing, and then, trying to buy a new place or whatever you're going to do. But just this week, I've had 2 college buddies that are actually moving across the country to be with family versus out of the West Coast toward the Midwest and the East Coast, but they can still work with their company because they're allowing to do it, and they can do it all, online. So, it's a new way of living that we're going to be pushing forward to. But really, this kind of came out of nowhere, it just hit us, and I think it's just going to change things.
Yeah.
And it could for the next year or so. I mean, not everyone's moving out of cities. It is it's expensive. It's hard to move. So plenty of people will stay.
And what people say versus what they do. Like my cautious when everybody was saying the cities are going to be revitalized. Like, all right, let's see what happens when the kids get into school.
A perfect
example. Now
it's
the flip.
For example, like besides Minneapolis, but like out west, I have a lot of people that are still in the entertainment industry, and they've all left Los Angeles because it's expensive out there. The industry has been shut down, and they've moved at other locations, where they're doing filming and stuff, but they're not living there anymore.
In the actual city. Yeah. We need the cities to be strong. I don't want to see everybody moving out.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes.